The girl kissed the boy goodbye. She wanted her first kiss to belong to the person she truly loved before she was forced to give herself to someone else. That night, on the top floor of Japan's most luxurious hotel, the country's most powerful officials gathered behind closed doors. Surrounding them were young women treated as nothing more than entertainment. Most of these girls were forced into this place because their families were buried under massive debt. The girl was one of them, and she was assigned to the most powerful man in the room. A former Ministry of Finance official, now an advisor to the National Bank. An old man who owned 3 private banks, received over 2 billion yen in retirement benefits, and lived in a mansion worth 6 billion yen. He looked down on her and pushed her to the ground. Then he ordered her to lick his toes. Tears flowed down her face as she forced herself to obey. Then a laugh echoed through the room. A man wearing a mask appeared. Bang! One of the officials was shot in the leg. The masked man confronted the old man. But the old man wasn't afraid. "We are the super elites who move this country," he said. "If you try to threaten us, you will regret it." The masked man didn't care. He fired shots at the ground near the old man's feet. Then he asked the last question of the old man's life. "Can 10 million yen buy a person's life?" The old man froze. He didn't answer. The masked man continued. "A man went bankrupt and killed himself because your bank refused his 10 million yen loan." The old man thought he understood why the masked man was here. He calmed down and replied, "You've got it all wrong. I never stole a single yen. Without bureaucrats like us managing the national budget, this country would never have developed. We only receive the minimum salary set by the government." Everyone thought the old man had won the argument. Then, bang! The masked man shot off the old man's big toe. The old man screamed and fell to the floor. The masked man said, "I didn't ask you to argue with me. I'm asking about your stealing. I don't understand complicated things. Say it in layman's terms." The gun was pointed at the old man's face. He finally answered honestly. "Taxes." "Correct." Then he asked one last question. "After all the evil people in this world are dead, will this world be peaceful?" The old man cried, "That's impossible. Evil will never disappear. There are many more out there." The masked man replied, "Then I'll kill them too. I will clean up all the evil." And this is Akumetsu. That is his codename and also the title of this manga. This manga is about a main character who tries to correct Japan's increasingly corrupt government. In the story, he will eliminate the parasites he believes are causing society's problems, bankers, politicians, and even the media. But don't think this is just a simple power fantasy. The author created a story with consistent logic and a carefully structured plot. Teenagers read Death Note, but adults will like Akumetsu.